We are back out here at the Collapsing Corner Store project today after a couple days off. Most people just call that the weekend. Got my CPR AED first aid certification renewed over the weekend. I recommend anybody in this industry take care of that. Do that every couple years. You never know when you may have an emergency. So, first big task, or well, I don't know if it's the first, but big task of the day is get the 4 LVLs up across here. And unfortunately, we can't put the joists in. We can get the ledger on, we got that, but the joist delivery got delayed by a day from today to tomorrow. So that's probably not a big deal. We got enough to do, but they had already confirmed. Yeah, we got to carry more of this up. They had already confirmed it was coming, so oh well. And the other big project, we got blocking. A lot of them are actually cut already, but so much subfloor to put down. When have you guys ever dropped it the correct way? Actually, one time there was one that we didn't have to spin around. So, thankfully, we got those stairs. They're good and strong. Just careful putting it over the trim piece. So we got probably enough for this back area up here, but that's that's leaving a lot to go. So, yeah, that one's the correct way. All right, this works out 2 full panels to the steps. So we'll start adhesiving, nailing, all that good fun stuff. Yeah, sounds like a plan. First piece of the day, and our beater block's getting rough already. You just can't buy a quality beater block anymore. We had a comment on the video that just published this weekend that asking why we were putting the floor joist so much higher than the existing threshold here. And it's an illusion. We're not actually. When this was repaired back here, they took, well, either the stone was already missing, I don't remember, or they took the stone out that was the sill there, so it's just looking like it's low. And then also this doorway, the whole jamb slid down while they were working, so it's door-wise that was still clear, but you can see the plinth block is low. So this all, that doorway's not being reused. It'll get replaced new, so that all gets pulled out, and I know the masons are supposed to bring new stone for that, so that'll all level out like it originally was at some point. But to get this next sheet in, we are going to need to pull that plinth block so we can get it tight over the joist, and may even need to cut off a little of that door because we want not perfectly tight to the brick, but pretty close, especially since that will remain a doorway out to a small porch, which will be nice to have a little porch area. And yeah, that window definitely needs to be replaced. If you can call it a window. I guess that had problems for a long time because it's kind of a cobbled together thing out of not even the previous sashes, because it's not the right size. Something. I don't know. It's interesting creation, though. And then over there, when they put in a kitchen, they raised that. That's one way to do it. Alright, continuing out that way. And we could keep stepping it back, but I think I'm going to stop putting off the piece we need notched around the top of the stairs, get that done, and then we can continue these rows to terminate. One fully terminates into the stair, and then this row will have a little bit of a notch continuing across so you can see maybe a foot of it, something like that. We'll figure it out. With the steepness of these existing stairs, which is part of the reason we kept them, is what actually fits in code. This exceeds code, not actually by much, just a little bit. But to fit it in the space allotted, how it was originally built, you don't need a big opening, and then to fit a bathroom over the stair here, we got to get it out to the original point here, right there. So, oh, and listen to that. We have a pneumatic nailer on site. That's a little out of the ordinary for us. Number one, we needed 2 nailers. And passing that off between blocking and the floor wouldn't have worked so well. We needed 2 nailers, but also LVLs don't take nails from the battery nailers very well because they're so dense. So the pneumatic, we're going to nail those LVLs together with the pneumatic nailer. Oh, I started just as it got caught. I was going to comment. We commented on this last time that the 12-inch on center arrangement takes a whole lot more nails. There we go. The nice thing about the 12-inch on center arrangement is that fat people like us fat kids, we don't really have to worry about falling through because we probably don't fit through. Our fancy little custom cut here worked out. So basically where it needs to be, once that riser's put back in, just around the trim here. I don't know how that'll end up getting cut off exactly. And then left room for drywall as well, so it can run up continuous behind this because it needs a fire rating. So it's just saw that. It's noisy in here today. There you go. Nasty. Ruh-roh. There you go. Another panel, and this one I thought was gonna not need a trim, but it needed just a 1/2 inch or so for this to have enough room. I'm still not exactly sure where this ends up. I'd rather leave it loose for the moment. Worry about that later. Maybe even leave it for the trim carpenter. Alright, last piece before the steps. We need 46 5/8, and I bet this is close. Let's check it out. Well, I'll be. Can't ask for any better than that. I thought it was going to probably need a touch of a trim, but, well, there we go. Look at that perfect piece going in. I love it. And it actually slid in place. We destroyed a couple beater blocks on the last sheet. The one thing about this foam adhesive is it doesn't allow it to slide in quite the same way as peanut butter, i.e. construction adhesives of the squeezed out of a tube type, and that can be a bit of a problem sometimes. It still needs a little persuasion. Well, Can't need that much. Do I need to stand on it?
Just a little bit.
Yeah, let's get a little weight on this thing. Yeah.
Persuaded enough?
Well, it's not really going, but wait. If you hit the beater board, not the subfloor, it just jumped.
I feel like that's nice.
That should be good because, in fact, this side's a touch too far, which I'm not worried about in that case. Close enough. That's why they call it rough framing, right? No. It's bad attitude. Do quality work. I think we'll start another row. Because to go any further on that first row, got to snap a new line. And I don't feel like doing that before lunch. Well, we got a bit of a wood shredding operation going on here. It seems like the plaster removal never ends. I need this off to be able to get the subfloor far enough back, and I'm gonna peel just enough. I don't want to deal with this whole thing right now. And kept it in big pieces, make the pickup a little easier. Although with the bin gone, we got to take it over to one of the other sites where the demolition crew is cleaning out a building that we visited. I guess that was a couple episodes ago. It's only like 4 blocks from here, so that's not that big of a deal. Just an end of the day run. I goofed slightly. I cut off the wrong end and put the factory to the wall, but it was a straight cut. It's not a big deal. Back it up, Terry. Put it in reverse, Terry. Terry! Starting to look like something up here. Yeah, I think we might put these LVLs. We might put these LVLs up after lunch. I don't know. We got to move a bunch of stuff. This whole mess has to move. So partially because we got to make a mess, but like we won't be able to get the joists up with all that there. So just move it back under here where we don't have to put any more walls up. Don't have to move it again. And I think we're actually going to move the rest of these studs up. So we'll use them up here. That gets them out of the way and moves them only one more time. And we have arguably enough subfloor of this panel on the joist back here where you can see TJ's sister in a 2x4, but I want a little more. When it's close and we can just add a 2x4 to the side, there's no reason not to. So then we get 2 full panels in, and then it breaks kind of weird at the stairs again because the layout's different. Are you confused?
No.
Oh, making sure you put it on the correct. You got to go further, I believe.
Yeah.
Like 2 further.
Yeah, because that's 6. So.
Yeah. You were so close.
I knew it was either in front or behind the one I was off.
Well, at least you checked.
Yeah. At least I didn't glue it yet.
Yeah.
That would've been
Well,
fun.
if you had, we would just leave it and cut new.
Yeah, probably.
Speaking of cut, stopping by another project. This one's a little ways out, but they're getting it cleared out so they can get architecture worked on. And the front's in decent shape. The back is not in decent shape. Yeah, so that has been open to the elements for. I just got dripped on the head.
Well, everything's rotten up there.
Yeah.
Mad.
So, yeah, a little bit of rot.
Yeah, a little bit, sure.
Nothing too bad. So some masonry repairs, framing repairs. Nice. All right, pop upstairs. So that floor is in better condition than I expected, but yeah, that is your problem. Yeah, there's some roof issues, various things. Yeah, it's got one door. Yeah, they may have removed them. A lot of stuff to carry out. They protected the fireplaces. All right. Yeah, well, it worked. Hasn't burnt the place down. All right, up to the third floor. Backstairs. A little clogged up with stuff. The first step's not much of a step. Front part seems pretty dry. It's yeah, that's the whole problem there. Well, yeah, that'll definitely need to be careful step in here. Yeah, I mean that doesn't look too leaky. It's really mostly leaking in here at the end of the third floor roof.
No, this is a baby broom here.
So there'll probably be some wall reconfiguration, I would guess, potentially, but otherwise this front part's pretty solid. Won't be the complete rebuild like we're used to. Well, that's sad. We'll see if we can change that.
In my vlogging script.
Oh, pretty good looking building. And regular viewers of the channel will remember this building just a couple down that we did. It was actually the first project on the channel. The left side here was a pretty substantial reframe, and the right side is actually for sale right now. Relisted. There's some people coming to look at it. May sell soon. So that one is occupied. Yeah, you can come by Sunday. Put in an offer. Talk to the big boss. He may give you a discount.
Yeah, okay. If it's free 99, I'll take it.
Yeah, something like that maybe. And the big double-decker porch we built, still in good condition. Which I would hope, because it's still less than a year old. We were almost getting started on it this time last year. Hey, I think I know where the subfloor sheets were previously. Alright, we got 4 rows to the stairs, so we're gonna go ahead and fill that in and worry about extending the straight line out tomorrow. We spent a bunch of time moving stuff around here, so not quite as far along on the floor as hoped, but I mean we were still getting stuff done. Stuff that had to get done, so it all counts. But over here, We gotta take about 4 inches off, and then we also have to notch around the chimneys, so that's another, 3.5, 4 inches probably. We'll measure it up. Start with at least mostly a full panel here, and that gets us just based on the joint right here. Probably takes us to the end of that first chimney. Let's find out. Did you run out of nails right at the... Yeah, of course. A little more plaster to remove here, just for the sake of getting the subfloor in easier. Need 92.5 inches, so cut this panel off a little bit at this end, and then figure out what the rip and the notch are. Yeah, as usual, you just got to use leverage when you get out here to the wall, and that looks pretty good. That one went in nicely. So let's take a look. All right, we got a break right there. I think we may get a full sheet in between the chimneys here. So then another notch to start the next sheet. We got a longer run before we hit some more. 5 total on the second floor. Clack, clack, clack. This should be the last floor joist of the old that needs to come out. Should. I can't imagine there's anywhere that any are hidden somewhere else, but you never know. Demolition never seems to end. That tied in or nailed to the storefront or... Yeah, that's not surprising. So he's not just throwing those to the next level, not all the way down. But again, we don't have the dumpster over here, so we'll have to load those in the truck and drive them over to one of the other sites where they're demoing out the building right now. 4 blocks, not a big deal. So look at that, probably a mix of good and bad, but like we've talked about, we're gonna drill and anchor a ledger into the brick, so it needs to go regardless. But now we can actually see the behind the storefront stuff. Well, that's the least surprising thing ever, because the storefront and the floor joists would have been up. Well, no. The trim of the storefront wouldn't have. It's whenever they pulled off the plaster off that front wall that filled up. Well, that's a pickle.
Not good. Oh, good.
An old filter off a window unit? I just swept the floor. I guess we're sweeping again.
Yeah, it needs to be clean.
Oh well. So goes life on the big jobs. On to the next section. So long they go outside. You didn't unload that when you moved?
No, I'm gonna do that here in a minute.
Okay.
I figured I'd cut out of that section and do. Gonna land on plywood anyway. Oh, hit myself again. Dirty.
Another crap-a-lanche. Making a lot of work for the apprentice.
Yeah. I'm gonna unload my space and then come over and cut this way.
You're welcome.
Thanks for. Oh, hey, I found the electric. I told the electric was still lit.
Good. We're gonna finally charge the batteries. The delivery that canceled for yesterday came today, thankfully. Got a whole bunk of 2x4s again. And then 20 2x12 by 16, which is a little more than we need, but we got a couple extras so we can pick out any bad and just return the extras. Should need 16 to 17. You were worried about it falling apart.
It still looks lean.
It's a little leany.
Little weenie. Little whiny.
Yeah, we'll come stand on them right away. All right, one in, one to go. And we had no traffic all day, and there's been a ton of traffic since they've arrived, because that's how it always works. How many bands they got on this thing?
5.
I know, I can count.
I don't know.
Well, if we were bigger YouTubers with a bigger audience and sponsors, we'd be at the International Builders Show today with all the cool kids. But we're not. We're here working. Unfortunately, deliveries are great, but Still gotta get in the building. Got a couple projects underway. So we needed this joist at the side of the stair. Got it in place. Needs to be hangered. Take care of that right now. The interesting thing is we had done these doubles into the existing locations since we did use the pockets out there. And it was not square, weirdly. But this side, the right side, is square to layout, so just measured across, but it's a little wider at this end than it is at that end. Whatever. It all comes out in the wash. So I've also been putting some more panels down out here. Goes a little bit slower by yourself. Had to trim them a little, but thankfully we have stayed square. We did have to adjust some blocks out here because it got off square. And you can see those guys doing the hard manual labor.
Yeah, unlike you. Walking on George trying to kill you.
Yeah, it's good to be the boss with the bad foot.
Good to be a boss.
Walking on joists, well, especially once they're blocked, is not hard. Walking on joists 12-inch on center, and sometimes even less, it's definitely not hard. They're just 2x4s, no complaining.
Says the guy up there.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
only 294 of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but you're only doing half.
Dan, you're doing that.
You just can't find help that doesn't whine and cry anymore. Turns out it's a little too tight for most of the screw holes here, so we'll need either the right angle extension or the twisty extension thing to get around through there and get this whole side, except I can't get the two cross shear slots filled. So need a little something there too. And this bows in slightly, so we're gonna have to push it out when we attach the subfloor, but I think we can handle that. You guys do good work.
Thanks, boss.
You're welcome.
Do a little something extra in your pay envelope this week.
Sounds unlikely.
Yeah, since you gave me counterfeit money last time, apparently.
Don't be spreading rumors.
Huh?
Don't be spreading rumors.
Oh,
I did not pay him in Monopoly money.
Look at his board.
got a QR code on
Yeah, but this is the board for you right there. Look at it.
Is it as good as that board over there that you already threw out? Oh yeah, pretty close.
Number 2. This is quality right here.
Well, we do have on an upcoming project. There, the original plans had some curved walls,
Oh, these are perfect.
and I told them don't do it because it's too expensive. But turns out it's probably not actually that expensive. We got the lumber for it.
This one's got the very end of
But that project is.
the last foot is like,
You should go look what he did to
Let's.
the tile.
But let's be real about the project I was just referencing. It's wow, you got a hook on that. You got a hockey stick. That project's a couple years out still. It's been a couple years in the works and a couple years out. So it's one of those days. There's still a whole load of 2x4s out here, but there's a huge pile in there. I think our 2x4s are reproducing, which would be great. That would save a lot of money. If we had reproducing lumber, I believe that's actually just called trees, but. This was also a pretty bad bundle. There's some not so great 2x4s in here, but they get chopped down a little anyway for the second floor. So, we'll see. We'll just have you guys load them back out and we'll return them.
I charge time and a half for that.
Beautiful, beautiful busy work. We'll see if it'll stay on while I record. almost had it. This is a tough spot. Hey, look at that. Where there's a will, there's a way. Alternately, maybe we could have gotten like several extensions put together to be able to do it from way out on the stairs or something. But look at that, they're all in. Hooray! Look at that, they're almost all in. Hooray! You guys each gonna take one?
No, he's got to pick up the other boards
Oh, the dunnage.
and all the trash here, so we can get started on the next.
Last
pile.
2x4s. Not last 2x12s, but they're only 16 footers, not 20 footers like the last couple deliveries. If that makes you feel better.
I was really happy when I wasn't here for the last one.
Yeah, because that delivery got delayed too, and you missed out on
Oh no.
that.
How terrible.
Yeah, we had to work hard, very hard.
You.
Yeah, well, I'm still stronger than you, so it's okay.
Well, you gotta do your thing and carry the one board in and then go get
Oh yeah, that's right. Yep. Yeah.
prove how much better you are.
No, it's for the commenters that say I don't do anything. It's to prove that I did something.
That one time.
Hey, while they were out there moving this in, I put a sheet of subfloor down. I put 2 joist hangers on. And I ADHD'd several other things and barely started them. Well, the tough guys carried in 1 each, and I guess they decided 1 was enough.
I paid my dues. Yeah, just when.
Not quite as windy as the last time Joyce went in the front door, but yeah, it was a little bit windy. And 4 feet shorter. And we're back to finishing that. Stuck in the wall? Oh no. More crap-a-lanche. Well, having to make a little bit of confetti up here. A little bit different width on some of the blocks, and some I can hit down, some they had to plane off a little bit, but working out. Need to trim the next sheet down to 87.5 inches. And there we go. That's the last joist piece. Don't just drop it, it'll go right through.
Yeah, you should see the trash.
Once we pick it up, we can make a trash run.
Swing it around. No. You don't think so?
No.
Try it.
I don't know what's going on with this.
This wall's in the way.
Well, we gotta leave it crooked.
I don't know what's going on with this operation here.
Towards the
You're gonna fall. Oh, you barely made the wheel without falling through.
We have wiggle foot bracket to get it out.
Neat. Alright, I just adhesived another panel down. Slid in nice and easy. I always like that. So, time to nail it off. About 4 blocks away. So, this is where we are dumping our trash. And 2 buildings down. The second unit from this developer just went under contract. So, that's exciting. So, that is 25 panels down, which is half of the bundle of 50 that we ordered, and we got a couple spares, but 50 is right about the number we need, so we're basically halfway, maybe slightly more than halfway finished, just looking at this, because there's 3 rows there, 2 out there, but missing 1, so yeah, you know, give or take halfway. That's close enough. Somebody's closing up down there, apparently. But that'll do it for the moment, because we got to carry some more up, but that'll be on the next video, and I promise we really will get to the LVLs up front here in the next video. You can clearly see the big chasm is still open, so clean up here, and then I don't even know if we're gonna finish the front before we start building walls, which also means stripping off windows. There's always more. Just more demo to do, always. It never ends. And then look at those big screws in the ceiling. Well, keeps us busy, right? Alright, well, thanks for rebuilding with us. If you haven't already done so, run across the nice new floor here to hit those like and subscribe buttons. Leave a comment. Always happy to hear your thoughts. Good, bad, different technique that you have, maybe. Always happy to hear. So again, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys on the next video out here at the collapsing corner store that almost has a new second floor.